Hi, I'm Dave.
And I'm Jennifer, and we are a middle aged couple with a Regal Unlimited subscription and an unreasonable fondness for movie theater popcorn.
And we are making a video for every movie we see together in 2026.
Mm-hmm.
And today we saw Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Yep.
I can't not sing that song in my head now. Anyway, so this is a Marvel movie, if you didn't catch that, about Spider-Man. And it's not Tobey Maguire, not Tom Holland. Tom Holland, Zendaya,
Zendaya,
and who else?
Jon Bernthal.
And Jon Bernthal, all of whom were in
The Odyssey.
The Odyssey.
I really, really, really wanted a random cameo from just other people who were in The Odyssey, just randomly walking in the background. And I suppose, there were so many extras in that movie. There very well could have been extras overlap, but, that would have been hilarious. But instead, only 3 of them.
Yeah, only 3.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
So the question for the beginning of this discussion, before our even basic discussion of whether we liked it or not, is spoilers or no spoilers?
No spoilers.
No spoilers. Okay, so I'm telling you people this is going to be a short video.
Well, we can talk about whatever's in the trailers or the commercials.
Well, I really haven't actually been looking at the trailers.
Okay.
So I don't know what's in the trailers.
Well, I'll tell you. So in the trailers, Spider-Man is fighting a bunch of ninjas. He is fighting Scorpion. And he is tussling with the Punisher, who's Jon Bernthal.
Mm-hmm.
And then but the big threat seems to be some kind of character who can jump from one body to another.
That's in the commercials?
That's in the commercial.
Oh, I'm really glad that right after the first commercial starts, as often as we go to movies, for a movie like this, after the first commercial, I stop watching it. I literally put my hands over my eyes because, I don't want to know a lot about a movie like this. And I'm glad I did not know that. Okay, continue.
So, people, I'm sure, have seen the previous Spider-Man movie, which was Homecoming, right?
No, it's No Way Home.
No Way Home, thank you.
Right? Isn't that the first one? Or no?
No,
No Way
before
Home.
that was Homecoming. Anyway, so
Whatever.
the idea is that Peter Parker's
there are
identity...
38 Marvel movies, and I've seen them all.
Yeah.
And I've seen, I think, all of them in the movie theater except Thor 2.
So a spell was cast by Doctor Strange, which makes it so that Peter Parker's identity is unknown to anyone. He is a complete stranger in his own city.
Yes.
But specifically, Ned and MJ, his best friends, have no idea who he is,
Yes.
and they've moved on with their lives.
Yes.
And so that's where we start this movie. Spider-Man is all alone, just doing his thing, and he's become a workaholic. And from there, I guess anything else would be spoilers. But
yeah, there's nothing else to talk about the plot because everything else is spoilers. So let's just talk about our feelings about the movie, our impressions of what we liked or didn't like about the movie without otherwise talking about the plot, which is why I think this is going to be short.
Okay.
Because we have a really hard time not just describing the entire movie.
Yeah,
so let us not do that.
It's good. We can say that. It's really good.
I think it's better than good.
This is the best Marvel movie in a long time.
Yes.
What were you going to say other than it's good?
Well, I just would point out that the director is the same director that did Shang-Chi and Wonder Man. Mm-hmm. And that shows just in the sense of, I feel like a lot of the movies in the last few years have been, hey, let us either introduce superheroes, right? And obviously this movie doesn't have to introduce Spider-Man, but and so can develop something beyond, let me explain to you how this came to be, but that also feels like set piece, wouldn't it be cool if, and then somebody created a story around that, or the fans would really want to see this character do this, or this character interact with the other character. and not have it really like make sense. Just kind of feel kind of lifeless. And this movie felt like a movie that was about something that involved superheroes, but the topic of the movie is really not superheroing. It is like development of a person. And, you know, it's not that deep. Like, you know, this is not like the deepest exploration of early adulthood, right?
So it's not the Odyssey.
Sure.
It's not the story of Telemachus. It's the story of Peter Parker.
Right, but in some ways there are minor parallels, just in the sense of a young person who's supposed to be becoming someone who is more independent and is more on their own.
Well, it's also about a hero who's been through a lot of adventures and now is struggling to find his way home.
Yeah.
And home in this case means MJ and Ned.
Yeah.
And so in some ways it is very similar to the Odyssey. Odyssey also has lots of monsters and heroes in it.
Sure.
There's no Cyclops in those.
Darn.
Although, wink, if you have already seen this movie, wink, there's something very close to a Cyclops.
Yeah, so you have to label this as spoilers.
No, I
like,
don't.
yes, you do.
I didn't give anything away.
Yes, you did.
No, I don't think I did.
If you don't label this video as spoilers, I will go back and relabel it as spoilers.
Fine. So you just want to talk about the whole movie then?
No.
Okay.
I want us to actually try and like talk about a movie without
right.
just describing the whole thing.
Fair.
Right?
So
So what else was like strong about it, or what else was weak that's not plot?
Well, so that's not plot. So it is. It moves along at a good pace without getting too bogged down in rapid fire cuts. I think most of the fight scenes are pretty clear what's going on. Like they're well shot. The characters, especially the villain of this movie, are very well developed. That might be saying more than.
Well developed
to,
for this type of movie.
Yeah.
You know,
they're
like,
given
I
a very
mean,
brief backstory,
yeah.
but then they get a lot to do in the movie, and they develop a lot in the movie. So it's an interesting character arc for the villain. What else? So there's not a lot of music in this movie.
There isn't.
What there is used very judiciously and well.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of needle drops.
This is focused on the story. It's not focused on, oh, wouldn't it be cool if we used this song that you knew in this really cool scene, right? Like it's movie making rather than spectacle making.
Yeah.
Even though it's big and spectacle-y, right? Like there's lots of, a thing that I find like that I don't understand about Spider-Man as a character is Spider-Man's locomotion across the city of like,
swinging
from the webs and stuff. I find that very weird, and I don't understand the physics of it.
Hey man.
And nor do you need to, right?
Can he swing from a web? Take a look overhead. Look out! Here comes Spider-Man.
Okay. So I find the locomotion of that really weird. And
they have some fun with it in this
but
movie.
they have a lot of fun with it in this movie. Yeah.
Yeah. It's fun. Like the movie is never. The movie has a pretty somber tone, but it manages to have a little fun.
Yeah.
And it manages to like make being Spider-Man look pretty cool.
Yeah.
Without being overdone. And I think that Sam Raimi spent a little too much time making Spider-Man look like fun and cool, and I think here we get a little more serious look at what it would be like to be Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And
I appreciated that about it very much. Like with there being some goofy elements to it, and funny moments, and but it's somewhat introspective.
There are cameos in this film,
Mm-hmm.
as will happen with any Marvel film
Mm-hmm.
now. But this is like the best possible use of those cameos. So each cameo is given a real reason to be in the film.
Yes.
It is not just a question of trotting out some character and having the fans go, ooh.
Yeah.
They are given real work to do in the movie. And have their own arcs, which is good.
Although it was fun, the audience that we were with included enough people that recognized things that, there were definitely like, oh,
Gasps and
or
awes and-
audible gasps of like, oh, including me. I, in fact, did that. It was like, oh, yeah. And again, after 38 Marvel movies, like, if you can pull that off, like, that's a good thing. Like, that's what
Yeah.
I want from these movies is, particularly as somebody who doesn't read the comics and couldn't possibly guess where these stories could go, that, but yet, like, reads a little bit online about, like, oh yeah, then they're going to do this movie or that movie. Like, so then I can make some guesses, but, like, no, you gotta think about how you use these characters.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you have had in our discussion on the way home, because you know more about where these stories come from, that if it doesn't you're not someone who's like, it has to exactly replicate the original story, but you do value that in some way.
I do.
In ways that I obviously can't, because I don't know the original stories. And so, for me, as just like a movie watcher, but as just a movie watcher, this worked for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that worked for and against me. So I think that there's one character in this movie who I was like, wait, what are you doing? That character is not like that and doesn't look like that and doesn't act like that. That has nothing to do with this character. You literally just did a name swap on a character who was in your script and gave them a name people are going to recognize. And that felt weird to me. Now, they do kind of explain it a little better towards the end of the movie, and it feels a little more sensible towards the end of the movie. But yeah, let's talk about things that weren't perfect about this, because I think the thing about this is about as good as you're going to get for a Marvel movie right now. Everybody got excited about Thunderbolts, and then people kind of got over Thunderbolts.
I don't know who got excited about Thunderbolts.
People got excited about Fantastic Four First Steps, and then they kind of like got over that. I think this movie people are going to enjoy, and they're going to continue to enjoy, even after they leave the theater.
Yes.
But it's still a Marvel movie, so it's still a lot of like setting up other things, and it's still a lot of, flashing characters on the screen for 5 seconds, especially at the very beginning. We see cameos for a bunch of villains who don't even get lines. We just see Spider-Man capturing all these villains. And it's just, it has that sort of like quippy plot, screenwriting that gets a little old, sure, but it's all done very well. I mean, it's done as well as it can be, and I think that is absolutely to the credit of the director and the actors. I think Tom Holland actually does a really good job with
He
this
does.
movie.
He does. He had a lot to do,
I think he might be better as Spider-Man than he is as Telemachus.
Oh yeah, no, I don't disagree. I mean, he had, like I said, he had much more to do in this movie than he did as Telemachus. The character of Telemachus isn't all that interesting, and is less interesting in this movie than he is, I think, in the original poem.
Sure. So yes, the original poem of Spider-Man, Brand New Day.
Mm-hmm. I was talking about Telemachus.
I know. Anyway, the other things, the personal problem I have with this movie, and I don't think many people are going to care about, is the glorification of the Punisher, who is a character I find incredibly loathsome. I find the idea of a guy who just goes around murdering criminals, and we're supposed to think that's heroic. I find that really repugnant. I think that, and he is that in this movie. He is just a guy with a machine gun who's just shooting people, and we're supposed to think this is heroic because the people he's shooting apparently, whatever, are the right people. I don't know. It's gross, but it's just part of the Marvel universe at this point. It's accepted by Marvel fans that the Punisher is going to do what the Punisher does, and he's still a hero for it. I don't get it, but fine. That's my biggest quibble with this movie. I think I would not have put the Punisher in this, but I think John Bernthal is great in the role.
Yes.
I think he's great as the Punisher. I just wish that we didn't have to glorify the Punisher so much. Yeah, but that's my biggest quibble with this movie. I think that for the most part, it just works. It just works so well.
Yep.
And the character dynamics all work, and you really do feel the emotional weight of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
The stakes and the payoffs are great.
That's it. It felt like there were real stakes.
Yeah.
In so many of these movies, it's like, oh, but this character might die, and then they do die, and then 5 minutes later they are resurrected, or the next movie they are resurrected.
Yeah, and there is some of that in this movie.
Of course there is. Like, it doesn't make sense that, like, none of it makes any sense, right? But it does feel like there are stakes, and there were stakes in the last movie, right? Like, everybody's going to forget you. And everybody's forgot you. Like, it didn't just magically go away between the two movies,
they absolutely
right? So
play that out.
there's some stakes of that. There's some consequences of that. Like, it's not all just, oh, if I get the magic ring or the magic MacGuffin or the magic this or that I can just solve it. Like,
There's some of that.
Of course there is. It's a superhero story. That is the
Yes.
definition of superhero stories.
Yeah.
But that it's not so simple. Like, it's not so immediate. It's not so simple. There is some stakes for it, and you feel something negative of something bad happened to the character that I'm supposed to like, right? Like, and he doesn't feel good about it. Yeah. I felt like it really worked.
Yeah, it works. It was fun. It was enjoyable. It was exactly what you want from a Marvel movie. This is exactly how Marvel movies used to feel.
Exactly.
This, not the origin story ones, but the sequels.
Yeah.
And yeah, it brought back that magic, and I think you just wonder why they couldn't do this for the other movies. Why they couldn't do this for Thunderbolts.
How can you do this 38 times? That's in fact
they did
the
it
problem.
36 or 35 or however many you want to call good.
No, if we go back and start watching those, and there's some, like, Captain Marvel, like what, like why,
What?
like
Captain Marvel was good.
whatever. Anywho, you can't sustain that shit for 38 movies. You just can't.
They did it for a while.
They did it for a while. Thor 2. Why?
Thor 1 was good. Thor 2 not good.
Thor 2 not good.
But Thor 2 had some things I liked in it. So I'm not. I liked Thor Ragnarok a lot. People are
I
weird
loved
about
Thor Ragnarok.
I liked Thor Gods and
Love and Thunder, that you
which-
can't even remember the name of.
Love and Thunder. I liked parts of that movie.
I liked parts of that movie, but it was not a
Anyway.
good movie. And yeah, you cannot sustain that kind of energy and actual creativity for 38 movies.
All right.
I'm glad that they allowed this to happen in this one.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about Doomsday, but whatever. But of course, these mofos, all they know is that I will watch the next one.
Yeah, you're still doing it.
Because I have admitted in public that I have seen all 38 of these movies and 37 of them in the movie theater. I don't want to do the math on that.
Okay. All right. So without additional spoilers,
Mhm.
we can just say yes, we absolutely recommend this movie.
Yes, go see this movie.
If you have any love for the Spider-Man character, go
Yes.
see this movie, even if you don't like Marvel movies.
Mm-hmm.
The Tom Holland Spider-Man movies have been consistently good,
Yes,
and this
they
is
have.
absolutely one of the best.
Yes.
Yeah, pleasantly surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Not even all that surprised, but it was very pleasant.
Yep.
And yeah,
Yeah. We've
We
had a
look
good
forward-
run of movies.
hopefully they'll make another one.
I wonder, a movie that made almost $1 billion in 4 days, will they make another one?
Yeah, I know.
In a series that has 38 movies already? Will
The
they
fact
make
that
another one?
the fact that I'm asking Marvel to make another movie is that's a good sign.
That's a sign.
All right, so with no further ado,
Yes.
until next time,
Bye.
bye.